Guys, welcome back to the horror show. I'm Cecil Laird.
And I'm Marcia Parker.
And we are going to go ahead and give you the spoiler review of High Tension, directed by Alexandre Aja. And Marcia, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone what the head of the class spoiler is for you.
Oh, it's the moment I don't know. This is a horrible thing, but I think it's the best, and I don't know why. But, we were talking about the serial killer, the main killer guy, and he's introduced in a very interesting way. Mm-hmm. You don't really see his face or anything like that, but you get the motion. You sit back in his dirty old truck, and you see a little head bobbing movement. And you're like, okay, maybe he's got a little girl in there, whatever. And then and when they cut outside the truck, he lifts his head out and drops it. So it's pretty fucking obvious what he's doing. He was totally fucking a decapitated head, which just, I don't know, stuck with me amongst these years.
Was he, okay, I don't want to be the guy to ask this question, but was he fucking the decapitated head or getting head from the decapitated head?
Is there a difference?
Neck hole versus mouth hole?
I think it's coming out of the mouth.
Or is it coming into the mouth? That's the question I'm wondering.
I don't know.
Moving right along.
Ask him.
Moving right along. Let's talk about some of the kills that we couldn't mention in the regular review.
Yeah.
Like, let's start off with the dad because he does get stabbed through the screen door. But the reason it wasn't a spoiler when I said that is that's not how he meets his demise.
No.
He starts to crawl back up the stairs to warn everyone, and the killer slowly saunters up behind him, gets on the stairs next to him, and basically uses his foot to push his head through the banister thing, so his head's stuck.
Yeah.
And the killer basically walks down slowly, goes and grabs a giant heavy dresser and just pushes it with all his might, and just basically you see from above the angle is really cool. Again, the cinematography was awesome. Especially cinematography and gore put together. You see him just push it, and the head just lops right off and falls next to the dresser, and the guy walks away all in one shot. Yeah. Like, it's a really well done death.
Very, very, very impressive. And it really sets the tone of the movie like that.
Absolutely. Another good kill was when our main character Marie is in the closet, like I mentioned in the regular review, and the killer comes in and kills her friend Alex's mother. Basically, the mother is going to the closet, and he catches her and
with a phone, she's trying to call
someone, and he gets behind her and basically slices her throat right in front of Marie, who's behind the slatted closet doors like in the Halloween movie.
Right.
And he gets down, and Marie's watching with her hand over her face, and he starts sawing something, and we don't know what, but all this blood is spraying up onto the door while Marie is forced to watch. And basically he walks out of the room, and Marie gets out and tries to, check on the mom, who's clearly has had her neck, cut pretty good, but she's not quite dead. She leaps forward, and it scares our main character. But when she reaches up, she has no hand here. So he just randomly sawed off her left hand for no good reason. Well, it doesn't even come back, does it?
Is it random? Because, he already got a blowjob.
Maybe he wanted a handy. He wanted a little road hand.
Why not?
That was definitely an interesting kill, and unfortunately, the little boy meets a demise too in a less interesting but still effectual way.
Yeah, the only person that leaves that house alive is the two girls.
Yes, and before we get to the big spoiler, the thing I wanted to talk about was the most badass weapon in the whole movie.
Yeah,
and that's after Marie has caught up with the bad guy. And where he's got Alex, and she tries to take the fight to the bad guy out in the forest on like a farm area, and essentially she's running away from him to try and find a weapon, and she stumbles across a barbed wire fence, and she grabs one of the posts and starts to wrap the barbed wire around one end of it.
She means fucking business.
Yeah, and when she takes the fight to him, she whacks the shit out of him with this thing, and
she's kind of a badass.
It like sticks in his head for a second, and it's just the worst looking weapon that anyone's come up with. It was so cool. But that leads pretty much to she takes him out and then goes to rescue her friend, but her friend is not so happy to see her, Marcia.
No,
why is that?
She's not. Maybe because there is no serial killer. There is no man. The whole time, it was good old Marie just being a complete schizophrenic psychopath that we just love
that we had no idea about. And that's where I said in early in our regular review, I mentioned that the movie lies to you from the very beginning, and it does. It like changes locations to where this guy is in his truck getting roadhead, and then he drives off and goes and meets up with where our main characters are later, when our main character, who is technically that guy, is already in the car with Alex and everything. So, you know, if you can get around that, it's fine. I just
think it's like a lot of that's like just in her head and her imaginary,
I guess,
it's like split personality type thing.
But usually you want to indicate that somehow, though. You know, I don't know. The twist works because of it, though. But
it works really well, and I really dug. And this is where I can really talk about the acting so much, is because when you go back through the movie and you think about the times where, because like Marie is supposed to not be there, and the serial killer doesn't know she's there. He thinks that it's just the main family that she's attacking, or that he's attacking. And she would always go back to her friend who was tied up in this bed, and she's like, "Don't worry, I'm here. I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna help your family." And she looks so terrified, and you think it's just because of the situation, but in reality, she's terrified of her because it's her who's doing all this, and she realizes that this is it. But Marie doesn't catch it. You don't catch it until the end, when they kind of go through all those times where she's just like, "No, you're not having to get away from me," and it's kind of fun. I liked it.
It was cool.
I was not prepared for that twist, and I really enjoyed it.
I wasn't either, and it was cool. I mean, I was like, the twist is a twist if you earn it, but if you're kind of lying to me and then try and pull the twist, it's not quite as good. But the movie is still massively enjoyable. I mean, it really was still massively enjoyable, and then to see how that plays out when Alex kind of finally indicates what Marie's been doing, and then how it kind of ends and stuff like that. I don't want to ruin everything for you guys. Check it out.
A little bit for you.
It had a good ending though. So check it out, you guys. That was our spoiler review of the movie High Tension. It was really good, and you're going to want to make sure and check out all the other stuff that Mr. Aja continues to do, or Aja. I'm not sure which it is, to be honest with you.
I don't know. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's really good. I probably said it wrong in the Horns review too, but either way, mad props to the guy.
Please keep going.
Yes.
I want more. Give me more. Enough is never enough.
So thanks again for watching, you guys. Make sure to check out our website, thehorrorshowchannel.com.
And don't forget Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And for this one, why don't you go ahead and let us know what your favorite horror movie with that twist ending is.
Yeah.
One that throws you a curveball that you're like, oh, no way, totally crazy, radical, except you won't say any of those things.
I might.
So thanks for watching, you guys. And until next time, remember,
stay scared.
Ah! She didn't actually grab me. Oh.